All right, hey guys, up in my bathroom. I got the window here so it allows a little bit of light in. And I wanted to just talk a little bit about something that, again, there's always a lot of different opinions on aging and whether or not people think it's beautiful, whether or not people think it's terrible, and how women are supposed to just constantly fight the fight, try to keep looking as young as they possibly can, don't let their hair go gray or silver, keep dyeing it, and, doing whatever you can to try to fit into a certain aesthetic. Personally, I find that exhausting and disturbing. And interestingly enough, so last night, my daughter started sending me a whole bunch of pictures. Her cousin had been going through a bunch of pictures and started sending them to my daughter when they were little because they grew up together. They were literally like sisters. They were, I believe, 4 years apart, something like that. Like maybe 4 or 5 years apart. And I'm looking at these pictures when my daughter was little, and of course I'm just like, oh, don't do this to me. Please don't do this to me. I mean, we have pictures of when our kids were little, more of my daughter, because I used to be huge into photography. I had the beautiful stuff, and I was really into photography when my daughter was little. And then not so much when my son came around. But these were pictures that were taken at like birthday parties and family events and, those types of things. And of course, my daughter was as cute as a button, and she was just such a beautiful, beautiful, happy, internally beautiful, just always smiling, always happy, always just radiating. Everybody used to call her name plus sunshine. And that was her name. It was like sunshine, because everywhere she went, she just lit up the room. She literally lit up the space. So I'm looking at all of these pictures and I am just like I am like dying inside. Those are memories that, just bittersweet, right? Absolutely bittersweet. And it makes me realize how happy I am that I made the decisions that I made as a mother to spend as much time as possible with my kids. I didn't do the bump and grind. I didn't do the typical life that a lot of women either have chosen or unfortunately have to do because they're single or their partner doesn't make enough money or what have you. But I was fortunate enough that I got to literally spend an enormous amount of time with my children, which I don't regret for 1 second. I tried to keep them out of the system as long as I possibly could and really got to just enjoy them and their beautifulness and their sweetness and the preciousness that goes away so fast. And where the story is going is, so now I'm like in this, like, oh my gosh. And there were a couple of pictures of me that she showed me. And one of the pictures, it was one of the kids' birthdays, and I was sitting down in the chair and I had long hair. I had all different lengths hair throughout my life. And this was just one of the periods in my life that I've had long hair. I've had long hair before. But again, always doing different stuff to it. And this was at a point when I had grown it out again. So my hair was very, very long and no bangs. It was all one length. And I was sitting in the chair and I was glancing over and I was watching the kids, doing gifts or cake or whatever they were doing. And so I was here, my husband was over here, and I looked like a baby. I was probably 30-ish. 32 maybe, I don't know, 31, somewhere in that window. And it's just to see myself like that, right? To see myself back then. And my daughter, messaged me with, you were stunning. And I said, were is the word here. And I put a big smiley face. And she said, you still are. And I responded back and I said, listen, I'm getting older. I don't have youth on my side anymore. I don't have that innocent, young, vibrant, youthful look anymore. I'm getting old. I'm 57 years old. I don't do anything. I don't do anything to try to keep up with that aesthetic. That's crazy. Okay, it's absolutely crazy. And she's my daughter. She's like, "Oh, mom, you're still beautiful. You're, whatever." And I just like, okay, yeah. I mean, I think I'm doing all right. But what I'm saying and where I'm going with this is that it's okay that I don't look like I looked like when I was 30. It's okay. Like, I've been there. I've done that. Like, and I really basked in my life at that time as a, mom and, raising my kids and not really paying attention at all to what I look like. It was never my focus. Like, I never really even thought about it. Like, when I think about the young girls today that are obsessed because they're like starting to get a little crow's feet or they have like the little folds, whatever, girls are obsessed about it. I never even thought about that stuff. As a matter of fact, I don't think I ever really looked at my face that clearly in a mirror until I was like menopause. And then I was like, oh, like, I'm getting older. Like, and it kind of hit me like, whoa, like, I'm really getting older. But that's okay. Yes, is it a little bit of a gut punch and you're kind of like, where'd my face go? Like, where did it go? It went. It went. And what we have now is, just a whole mix of the life that we've lived, the experiences that we've had, the experiences that we've gone through. The wrinkles and the marks on my face show all of the facial expressions that I've done over the years, and it's a reflection of my inner health, my outer health, or lack of it, or what have you. My silver highlights coming in. It's all part of who I am now. It's been the kaleidoscope of my life, and now I'm in an entirely new phase, and it's showing me different arrangement, right, of that kaleidoscope. And it's really sad, I think, when people can't just be comfortable with that and be present with that and be empowered within this space and this season that we find ourselves in. And again, there might be people that say, well, that's easy for you to say for whatever reason, okay? But what we need to remember is that a lot of times what we project to the world and out there is really a reflection of what's going on within. I believe that I eat really well. I think a high fat carnivore diet is a human appropriate diet. Been doing it for 8 years. Feel amazing. I think I'm doing all right. Okay. Think I'm doing okay. And I don't do any crazy stuff. I don't live on supplements. I don't inject myself with anything. I'm not doing anything to my face outside of old school stuff. Washcloth, face massage, my homemade stuff on my skin. I take care of myself. But I think a lot of what we project out there is a reflection of what is going on within. And I really believe that. I do believe that. Now, there's days when I am just feeling like I went to the store last night with my daughter. She wanted to buy a coat and she wanted me to go with her. And, I was just frumping around yesterday and, my bangs were kind of hanging in my face and, it was cold. And I had my coat on and I just was like walking in the store, although I was dying after about 20 minutes. It got really hot in there. But I walked by one of the mirrors and I caught the mirror and I was like, oh, I just walked away I just looked bad last night. I just looked bad. It was just I just hadn't done anything. My hair was hanging and was pulled back, but it was hanging. And I just, it was the end of the day and I don't know, wasn't looking my best. Let's just say that. But that's okay. It's totally, totally okay. Because there's days when I put real clothes on and, I comb my hair out and I pull my hair back and I, put a little Vaseline in my eyebrows and curl my eyelashes and I'm going to put a little tinted lip balm on and I'm going to go for a walk soon. And it's okay, right? It's okay. It's okay to just be who I am, to look like what I look like, and not have to fight time. That's just not something that I want to do. And again, I've talked about this a million times. It's leading people down the transhuman path, because people are going to be offered all of these wonderful, wonderful technologies that are going to do everything that they want, and they're going to fall for it, and it's going to turn them into a cyborg. Because remember, all of this stuff is synthetic, and it's trying to lure people into the transhuman world, the transhuman agenda. They've been speaking it out loud for years. This isn't woo-woo. This is absolutely out there. It's not a secret. And all of the new cancer treatments are all based on CRISPR technology. All of the drugs that are coming out are based on CRISPR technology. All of the technologies coming out, CRISPR technology. This is all the cyborg agenda, okay? And if you're unsure about that, then you might want to go pull up some of the older TED Talks, and you might want to do a little bit of research into Silicon Valley in the military industrial complex, and NASA, and CERN, and the big pharma complex, and what they've been up to, because it's pretty disturbing. And our government is pushing this agenda pretty hot and heavy, as you can see, with all the digital stuff and the support for more AI and more CRISPR technology and more of these medical advancements. And yeah, it's going to get interesting. So needless to say, I'm not chasing youth. It's all fake. I'm okay with where I'm at. I love who I am, and I'm just going to keep getting older and keep looking older, and I'm okay with that. Love yourself. It's the ultimate act of rebellion. Signing out.